blessed mom of 3, and I'm popping in really quick to do this collaboration video along with Rachaelcpr and Discovering Natural. Rachel reached out to me several weeks ago asking if I would like to join in doing this collaboration video and sharing 10 healthy hair care tips for caring for our children's hair. And I jumped all over it because I felt like this was something that was needed. It was something that could be a blessing to someone else who was caring for their son or their daughter's hair, and even some hair care tips in caring for your own natural hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and share a couple of tips that I have. All right, moisturizing. Moisturizing your child's hair is very imperative to do. It helps prevent breakage. It helps to prevent shedding of your hair and dryness of your hair. I moisturize their hair as needed, but I try to get it in weekly, at least 2 to 3 times per week. And it's okay to re-wet the hair. Go ahead and apply your moisturizer and then go ahead and seal it throughout the week. And that's going to help you with your length retention, and you'll see that your daughter's hair is not as dry, not as brittle, and it'll have less breakage. Detangling. So it is important to learn how to properly detangle your child's hair. We don't want to rip through the hair. We don't want to necessarily detangle on dry hair. I like to detangle on wet hair that has a lot of conditioner already applied to their hair, or I like to detangle just using pure unrefined organic coconut oil, and that works very well. It also penetrates their hair shaft, and it allows you to do some really good finger detangling, which I like to do prior to using a wide tooth comb or a Denman brush or any other styling tool. All right, the next tip is to promote and maintain a healthy scalp. That is so important because, as we know, the scalp is where your hair actually begins to grow. I like to apply a homemade oil mixture that includes castor oil, jojoba, sweet almond oil, tea tree oil, and extra virgin olive oil. And I like to go ahead and put that inside of a bottle, and then I put that into their scalp, and I go ahead and do like a scalp massage just to kind of get the oils down into their scalp. The next tip I'd like to share is protective styling. Protective styling can be in the form of a bun, it could be twists, it could be braids, cornrows, whatever you would like to use. It's basically securing their ends and cutting down on the manipulation that we sometimes put their hair through as far as styling their hair every single day. That's something that I don't do. You want to kind of keep it protected, and you want to keep it moisturized. You want to keep it, keep their ends tucked in if you can do that, and you want to eliminate the time that you spend combing and brushing and things of that sort. And don't pull too tightly on their edges when they're wearing protective styles. And please do not leave the protective styles in too long. You want to go ahead and take them down. You can wash your hair sometimes in protective styles, re-moisturize their hair in protective styles as well. But whatever you do, you still want to take care of it. Just because it's in a protective style, it doesn't mean that it doesn't need to be moisturized. It doesn't need to have that scalp massage and things of that sort to continue to promote healthy hair growth. The next tip I would like to share is protecting their hair at night. I know that when I first started learning to care for my children's hair, I would just let them go to sleep however they would like with their hair, any old kind of way. And then I would have to pay the price in the next day or the days to follow because their hairstyles weren't lasting as long. There was increased dryness and breakage and things of that sort. So I started to protect their hair at night with a satin bonnet, or you can use a satin scarf or a satin pillowcase, whatever you would like to use, but it's beneficial for you to put something over their head at night. The next tip I would like to share is to limit heat. As far as styling is concerned, I try not to blow out their hair or use any hot styling tools such as the flat iron or the curling iron or anything of that sort. It's okay to use it every now and then, but don't use it on a regular because once again, you will see some breakage. You can also have some heat damage, some damages that are gonna take quite some time to repair. The next thing I would like to share is coming up with a regimen. And that's basically a routine that you would like to stick to, something that's going to work best for you and your child's hair. Whatever it is that works for you, go ahead and come up with a regimen and try your best to stick with it because that will benefit you in the long run as well. All right, partnering for maintenance. This is pretty big. This has become something that I like to do with my children. So when I say partnering for maintenance, I mean including them on their hair care journey, letting them know how to properly care for their hair, teaching them and showing them how to do it so that you won't have to carry the load on your own, and that in turn they learn how to do it and they learn how to care for their hair and they develop a greater appreciation for their hair care. I have 2 girls and I have taught them how to style their hair, how to take care of their hair, how to moisturize it, and they can do that for each other's hair. They can help with the takedown of the braids and the twists and things of that sort, as well as caring for their hair at night, making sure that they cover their hair, following up with their routine and with their steps, and just helping mommy out and giving me a helping hand when I need it. Also, sharing the load with your spouse. My husband, he kind of knows how to care for their hair. He may not be the best stylist, but he knows what products I use in their hair, and he knows how to put their hair up in a bun or in a puff or anything like that so that he can be of help with me in caring for their hairs. All right, the next tip I would like to share is trimming. I trim as needed, and you know it's time for a trim whenever you see that the hair is maybe split at the ends, or if it's brittle, or if you can see through the strands of their hair, it might be time for you to trim. Also, if you have a hard time getting the comb through the ends of their hair, noticing that their styles aren't looking as fresh and looking as crisp as you would like, then it's okay to go ahead and do a trim. I typically like to do the trims for my daughter's hair as well as my own in 2-strand twists. So I'll just twist their hair up and then just go ahead and just kind of trim all the way around as needed. The next tip I would like to share is very important to me, and it's something that I'm cautious of. It's something that I'm aware of, and I like to continue to do, and that is to speak positively and to compliment your child's hair. But I try to point out some of the differences and some of the unique factors and characteristics of their own hair, so that I can help them develop an appreciation for their hair and for the things that God has given them. So I will always compliment them and say, oh, your hair is so beautiful, it's so thick, it's so long, or it's healthy. Doesn't matter about the length or anything like that. I don't do any comparisons with their hair, and I never put them down and make them feel like their hair is a burden to me. In the long run, I don't want them to feel like that about their hair. I want everything to just be positive. I want the experience to be positive, and I want it to be something that will last. And I think I've hit all 10 tips, but the last thing I want to share, you can call this a bonus tip. The last tip I would like to share is that I don't style, wash, or detangle my child's hair when I'm tired or short on time. Now, this can be damaging, and it can create unnecessary stress to both me or you and your child. I hope some of these healthy hair care tips were beneficial to you. I hope that you will go ahead and check out Rachaelcpr as well as Discovering Natural. They both have beautiful children, beautiful daughters with gorgeous natural hair, and they have some wonderful tips that they'd like to share with you as well. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to go ahead and share and subscribe if you'd like, and just have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.